The sun no longer sets on Nigerians. This is because Nigerians can now be found in virtually all nations and regions of the world. In Tall Drums, we bring you stories of Nigerians making remarkable contributions to the improvement of the human condition. Here is your host, Dr. Ugoji.
Hello, and welcome to this special edition of Tall Drums, a Nigerian-American journal. On April 22, 2005, the Songhai Corporation, a sponsor of this program, held its annual Quintessence Ball, during which the Quintessence Awards were presented. A Pan-African leadership honor, the Quintessence Award is given each year to at least one continental African leader and at least one African American leader for distinguished accomplishments in the awardees' fields of work and for outstanding contributions to the history and heritage of African people. Last year, the award was presented to Professor Dora Akunyili, the Director General of Nigeria's NAFDAC, and to U.S. Congressman Donald Payne of New Jersey. The government of the state of New Jersey joined the Songhai Corporation in recognizing Professor Akunyili and Congressman Donald Payne. I had the honor of playing host at that event. In this special episode of Tall Drums, we present to you proceedings of the 2005 Quintessence Ball, a celebration of African people in world history.
Tall Drums is sponsored by Songhai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
On the 12th of April 2001, Dr. Dora Nkem Akunyili assumed office as the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, upon appointment by President Olusegun Obasanjo of Nigeria. An internationally renowned pharmacist, pharmacologist, and scholar, she has brought global acclaim to the nation's efforts to eradicate fake drugs. Her courageous and compassionate style of leadership has combined with her accomplishments and personal sacrifices in the war against fake drugs to make her one of the most beloved public servants in the country today. She has since received several awards and recognitions from international and national groups, including one from Transparency International for her integrity in public service. She was a senior lecturer and consultant pharmacologist in the College of Medicine, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, before she became the NAFDAC boss. Born in Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria, Dr. Dora Nkem Akunyili hails from Nanka and is married in Agulu, both in Anambra State of Nigeria. In 1966, she earned her first school leaving certificate with distinction at St. Patrick's Primary School, Isuofia, Anambra State. She attended Queen of the Rosary Secondary School, Nsukka, from where she graduated with Grade 1 distinction in the West African School Certificate exams. Her exceptional results in the first school leaving certificate and WASC exams earned her the Eastern Nigerian Government Post-Primary Scholarship and the Federal Government of Nigeria Undergraduate Scholarship. She earned her bachelor's degree in pharmacy in 1978 and her doctorate degree in 1985 from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. She proceeded to a postdoctoral fellowship at the University of London and later was a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. Let me start with the home base of New Jersey. The Honorable congressman representing the 10th district, I got a call from him yesterday, and he said that the Congress has selected him as the highest ranking Democrat to go to the Pope's inaugural on Sunday. Now he said to me, if only we had one more black smoke, he wouldn't have to be in Rome this week. So because of the white smoke that came out and because we have a new Pope, they selected him as the leading Democrat to represent the U.S. And so he has sent tonight his son, Donald Payne Jr. Our other honoree flew well over 10,000 miles to join us tonight. And that is a statement about what she thinks about the award itself and those that are behind it. And we are very grateful to her. Hers is a common name in Nigeria. There is virtually nobody who reads the newspapers or who watches television that has not heard about Dr. Dora Akunyili. Hers has in fact been a revolution in the pharmaceutical industry and the war against fake drugs in Nigeria, and we will have more to say about her later. But of course, if you hear so much about this woman, you must then wonder how extraordinary the husband must be, because she can't do it without the support of the husband. In this case, please welcome Dr. Akunyili also. Dr. Akunyili started her career as a hospital pharmacist from 1978 to 1981 in the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital, Enugu, after which she ventured into academics as a graduate assistant research fellow in Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, from 1982 to 1986. In the university system, she rose rapidly to become a senior lecturer in 1990. She transferred to the College of Medicine, University of Nigeria, Nsukka in 1992, where she was made a consultant pharmacologist in 1996, a position she held until the 12th of April 2001. Due to her love for teaching and nurturing, she was also a part-time lecturer at the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, Lagos, Nigeria, from 1992 to 1995. Dr. Akunyili has since been promoted to Professor Dora Nkem Akunyili.
Tall Drums is sponsored by Songhai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
year, I opened the Wall Street Journal. I looked at the first page, and who did I see there but Dr. Dora Akunyili? And let me tell you, the Wall Street Journal, as most of you know, is one of the premier, and in fact, it is the premier newspaper business newspaper in America. And when you see somebody on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, and they devoted almost a page to what Dr. Dora is doing in Nigeria, you know that she has really accomplished a great deal.
It's an honor to make a presentation to Congressman Donald Penn, a pillar in our community. The Politicians Award 2004, presented April 23rd, 2005, to Congressman Donald Penn for distinguished accomplishments in public service and for outstanding contributions to the history and heritage of African peoples, Songhai Corporation, and African Writers Incorporated.
It's an honor to be here for my father. As it was mentioned, he was asked to go to Rome at the last minute for the inauguration of the new Pope. Africa is very, very special to him. As a child, he talked about his travels many times. The continent of Africa and all the countries in Africa live in his heart. And as long as he's in Congress, the African continent, the African people will always have a friend in the United States government.
I think at this time, I would like to call on Dr. Akunyili, the husband, to please come forward also and join in receiving the award. And I do that primarily because I believe that if he had said to Dr. Akunyili, the wife, that he didn't want her to take the risk, I'm sure she wouldn't have been performing the wonderful way she's been performing. That's right. And so, I'm here to present this award. It's an assembly resolution. Perhaps I've been chosen to do this as perhaps the only elected person in this podium tonight. And so, to the two of you, whereas the General Assembly of the State of New Jersey is pleased to salute and commend Dora Nkem Akunyili, a highly esteemed member of the international community, as she receives the Quintessence Award from the African Writers Endowment Incorporated and the Songhai Corporation during the annual awards ball on April 23, 2005. And whereas this prestigious accolade is being bestowed on Dr. Dora Nkem Akunyili, who is an internationally renowned pharmacist, pharmacologist, and scholar, in grateful recognition of her distinguished accomplishments in public administration.
Usually, the progress we make is measured in 1, attendance, those who come; 2, those we select to honor if they accept the honor and come all the way, because we insist that the honorees must be physically present. On a couple of occasions, emergencies have arisen, as you saw today with the Pope's inaugural, and one of the honorees had to go to Rome as part of the U.S. Congress delegation. But we insist that the honorees be present to receive the award. So when they do accept, we consider that as a measurement of success.
God directs me, because most of the things I do, they just come like a flash. That's why I know that it's all divine inspiration. And I also enjoy a lot of trust and confidence of the Nigerian government, our president, our minister, and the generality of Nigerians. And when people trust you and look up to you, you are bound to really justify that confidence and trust. I also know that people have died in the past of fake and counterfeit drugs and other unwholesome products, and it's also a motivation to make sure that something is done about it. I have also gained a lot from that country. All my life in Nigeria, I've read on scholarship. So there's nothing I can do or work for Nigerians that will be too much. My secondary school was a scholarship because of my post-primary, because of Eastern Nigerian post-primary scholarship. In those days, if you had a distinction in the primary, my university was a scholarship. My PhD, I went on a strength PhD, and I was even being paid. I went on Commonwealth Fellowship for my postdoctoral, and I went because I'm a Nigerian. So the country has done a lot for me. And again, when the whole country believes that you can sanitize the system, you are duty bound to do it. And remember that when people trust you with what they eat, it's the highest trust, and you can't afford to betray it. And the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in particular had to fight to ensure that I'm in this job. So that alone should even make me put in more than my best. Because I'm not a politician, but he stood his grounds that this job should be given to this woman because of what he heard about me. And I wasn't part of the campaign, I wasn't a politician, I contributed nothing. So when I remember this trust, and last but not the least, my sister, my youngest sister, died of fake drugs, and it has always haunted me and pains me all the time. It's like, oh God, I thank you for giving me an opportunity to do something, and I'm happy that something is happening. The system is almost totally sanitized. We now have the structures, everything is on course. The incidence of fake drugs is reduced by over 80%. Doctors are happy. We have less declining death rates, declining kidney failure patients, and so on and so forth. Our local industries are producing increased capacity production, their share prices are rising, multinationals are bouncing back to Nigeria, made in Nigerian drugs are now reaccepted in other West African countries. Even in the food sector, we are doing a lot.
Tall Drums is sponsored by Songhai Corporation, publishers and consultants.
You are the role model for every woman, old and young. And I congratulate you. Without wasting time, this award, Quintessence Award 2004, presented April 23, 2005, to Dr. Dora akunyili, OFR, for distinguished accomplishments in public administration and for outstanding contributions to the history and heritage of African peoples, presented by Songhai Corporation Incorporation. This is given to you, Dr. Akunyili, on behalf of
It's amazing.
At the time of my appointment as the Director General of the Nigerian Food and Drug Regulatory Agency, the equivalent of your FDA here, there was no effective regulation in Nigeria for food and drug. And this resulted in dumping of fake drugs and other unwholesome products, food, cosmetics, medical devices, chemicals, drinks, and other NAFDAC regulated products. It was free for all, from all over the world, expired, relabeled, substandard. Of course, not good for the body. Fake drugs actually embarrassed our healthcare providers and eroded the confidence of the public on our healthcare delivery system. It led to treatment failure and killed many, many Nigerians. Unfortunately, we don't have statistics to support it, but we know that people died in millions. NAFDAC had no choice but to declare a war. This war has been fierce, with great threats to our lives and properties. Whatever the risks, I have resolved to fight on for a well-regulated food and drug environment in Nigeria until the end of my 5-year tenure in April 2000. As I receive this award today, I know that I could not have achieved the feat of turning around the food and drug regulatory environment in Nigeria without the guidance of the Holy Spirit, the support of the Nigerian government under the distinguished leadership of President Olusegun Obasanjo, who of course chose me for this assignment, the sweat and tears of NAFDAC staff, as well as the prayers and the encouragement of the good people of Nigeria. In Nigeria, people pray for us, NAFDAC staff and myself, both in churches and mosques, even though I'm a Christian. It is therefore our collective honor, and I'm greatly privileged to receive the award on our behalf. I therefore dedicate this award to all the innocent people that have died from the use of fake drugs, especially my sister Vivian. My family members who are continually, perpetually living in fear of my safety and of theirs too. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who has been most supportive. My supervising minister, Professor Itayo Lambo, who is solidly behind NAFDAC's crusade, NAFDAC staff, and all the good people of Nigeria who have been supportive, especially the vibrant Nigerian press.
The last word for this episode of Tall Drums is about the place of the Nigerian woman in the affairs of our country. The accomplishments and the services of Professor Dora Akunyili clearly makes the case for us providing more opportunities for women to participate at the highest levels of service and leadership in our country. That's our show for this week. Until next week, I am Ugoji. I wish you justice, peace, and liberty. May you become all that you're destined to be.